5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Bitter blast. Not the cold air coming in now, but the frigid air that arrives later this week. We're tracking the system that delivers that cold air tonight.
A slice of solidarity.
It isn't just me, it isn't just us, it's the whole St. Louis community is coming together.
The compassion and connection of a competitor to a popular St. Louis pizzeria destroyed by fire. Remembering Pearl Harbor. The mission of a local museum to never forget a date which will live in infamy.
Once your story remains alive, you will never be forgotten.
We start tonight with the weather impact forecast. A chilly night across the bi-state, kicking off a week where we'll be on a temperature seesaw. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Laura Barcheski. Mike Bush has the night off. Let's get straight over to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, who's tracking an early week warm-up before we make another polar plunge. Scott.
Well, you know, we have some colder air pushing in right now. Temperatures yesterday for some of us were above 50 degrees. Now we've dropped back into the 20s around the metro area. Some single digits farther to our north up towards Kirksville and into Iowa where there's still snow on the ground. Fortunately for most of us, that snow has been removed from the majority of us, but we're down to 26 right now. The cold air keeps coming overnight. So as we get to tomorrow morning, we're still in the low 20s. There's still enough of a breeze, even though it's going to settle down some, that we will see wind chills back down into the teens. So there are some changes coming. Yesterday, we were close to 50. Tomorrow, we're going to be in the 30s. Tuesday, we're going to be back up there. But next week is trending much colder than what we have seen so far this season. Yes, Thursday was just a taste of what's coming for Saturday. Wild temperature swings this weekend. We are watching Thursday for the potential of a little rain or snow. It does not look like it's a big problem for us right now. We'll show you why coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Scott, and remember, you can always get the latest weather impact forecast anytime on your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355 and we'll send you a link. Right now, a massive search is underway in St. Clair County for a missing teen with special needs. 15-year-old Jacob Romine was last seen about 4 hours ago at an event at St. Matthew's Church, located on Moreland Drive in Belleville's West End. He was wearing a black puffy coat and black ball cap as seen in these pictures. If you see him, call the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department at 618-825-2051. Within the hour, a busy weekend wrapped up at a pizzeria in Breckenridge Hills. Nick and Elena's and its customers served up compassion to a competitor devastated by fire this week. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan went there tonight and discovered the special family connection and a truly St. Louis surprise.
Flames tore through Sarah's Pizzeria in Maryland Heights early Wednesday morning, destroying 55 years of memories and leaving longtime employees suddenly without a paycheck for at least 6 months.
Devastating. I mean, couldn't believe it.
And for another family-owned pizza shop just 6 miles away, the loss hit close to home.
My husband and Onofrio were brothers.
Nick and Elena's on Woodson Road is part of the same Sarah family. Owner Dan Crocioni bought the restaurant from Elena Sarah earlier this year. When he saw what happened to Sarah's, he wanted to do something to help.
Those employees are coming up to a hard time with the holidays and everything like that, and to lose, your income is devastating.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so thankful that he came to our life.
On Thursday and Friday, Nick and Elena's donated 10% of every sale to Sarah's workers. And all weekend long, customers also donated cash at the counter. By Sunday, Dan says they already raised more than $3,000 for Sarah's employees.
Friday was nuts. I mean, every single seat was full for 4 hours. We had a 2-hour wait at one point.
Inside Nick and Elena's, they say they felt a sign. On Friday night alone, they sold exactly 314 pizzas. They say that number wasn't just a coincidence. It was the St. Louis community showing up strong when the Sarahs needed it most.
So we counted it twice, and yeah, exactly 314. Exactly 314. It was wild.
2 employees from Sarah's are even picking up shifts at Nick and Elena's, giving their workers a place to land while Sarah's rebuilds.
It isn't just me, it isn't just us, it's the whole St. Louis community is coming together for the Sarah's Pizzeria family.
Reporting in Breckenridge Hills, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
Nick and Elena's plans to deliver the donations directly to Sarah's employees this week. The Sarah family also set up a fundraiser on GoFundMe as well. Tonight, St. Louis homicide detectives are investigating a deadly shooting in North City. Investigators say a man was shot multiple times last night inside a home on Fremont. That's right off North Broadway in the Baden neighborhood. The 54-year-old victim later died at the hospital. Police say a fight led to the gunfire. No word on any arrests. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Tonight, we're still awaiting word on charges in the shooting of a Granite City police officer. A 26-year-old man was taken into custody early Saturday morning, ending an hours-long manhunt. We're not naming him until official charges are filed, but investigators say the officer was responding to a call for an unwanted person on Johnson Road Friday afternoon when the suspect shot him multiple times. The officer is expected to make a full recovery. Tonight, St. Louis Metropolitan Police is crediting its anti-crime task force for catching a teen who escaped juvenile custody. According to police, detectives witnessed the 16-year-old attempting to forcibly break into several homes in the Patch neighborhood in South City on Friday. They discovered he escaped from the St. Louis County Juvenile Detention Center in Clayton 11 days earlier. Police say the teen, who has been referred to the juvenile system 19 times, dropped a handgun with an extended magazine when he tried to run away. Today marks the 84th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Hundreds of Japanese planes bombed the U.S. naval base in Hawaii. More than 2,400 Americans were killed in the attack, which drew the United States into World War II. President Franklin D. Roosevelt called December 7, 1941, a date that would live in infamy. A remembrance ceremony was held at the National Pearl Harbor Memorial in Honolulu. It was one of several ceremonies held throughout the country today. 5 on your side's Reagan DeTrolio takes us to O'Fallon, Missouri, where veterans have made it their mission to keep the memory of that fateful day alive.
USS Enterprise.
Each time the bell rings, we honor the 2,403 people who died at Pearl Harbor in 1941.
Sailors, soldiers, and Marines, and civilians.
Veteran Mike LeBlanc organized Sunday's remembrance ceremony at the Mid-America Veterans Museum in O'Fallon.
One of our members, our namesakes, John Marshall, was killed in action at Pearl Harbor. So 21 years ago, we started honoring Pearl Harbor Day and reading the names.
Each piece of the event holds a special meaning right down to the time the ceremony starts.
The attack was at 11:55, so our starting time simulates that.
LeBlanc and others are pushing for these tributes to continue, so the history is not forgotten.
As I grew up, Pearl Harbor Day was always significant, and then it seemed to lose a little bit of significance. So today we try and bring that significance back.
He says many of the World War II vets are dying off, getting older and older each year.
Minimum age would be about 97, 98, but I have a buddy who is a P-51 pilot. He's still doing it at 105.
The names of all of the more than 2,400 soldiers who died in Pearl Harbor will be read aloud in here today so their memories can be honored even after all this time.
Junior, USS Arizona. Arnold. We do the name of the individual and then the duty station of the ship that they were on.
This process takes 4 hours, but LeBlanc says it's worth it 84 years later.
Our mantra here at the museum is every veteran has a story, and we keep those stories alive because once your story remains alive, you will never be forgotten.
Reporting in O'Fallon, I'm Reagan DeTrolio, 5 on your side.
The first American ship to make it out of the harbor during the attack was the USS St. Louis. The light cruiser was nicknamed Lucky Lou for returning fire while under enemy attack.
Seed money. Tonight, we verify how your kids could cash in on big checks from the federal government. Stuck in the snow with road hazards piling up.
First thing you want to do is remain calm.
Tonight, we're helping you safely navigate the next time winter weather leaves you stalled on the shoulder.
If your car battery struggled to crank with last week's cold air, the upcoming weekend may pose more problems when wind chills are expected to drop below zero for many of us.
Right now, a manhunt is underway in Louisiana for an escaped inmate. He's one of 3 who broke through a crumbling wall at a detention facility north of Lafayette in last week's brazen jailbreak. One of them was rearrested. The other was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Tonight, police are still searching for Keith Eli, who is being held on second-degree murder charges. Tonight, President Donald Trump is hinting at taking his military operation against drug cartels to a new level, raising their possibility there could be airstrikes on land in Venezuela. Right now, Congress is investigating the controversial double tap strike at sea in early September that killed 11 people, including 2 who survived the initial attack. Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth of Illinois calls it a war crime. Senator Eric Schmidt of Missouri, her Republican colleague on the Senate Armed Services Committee, sees it differently.
You had 2 survivors clinging to half of a boat, and then you went in and you killed them. That's a war crime. Even if they have a radio and they're calling for their side to come pick them up, you're not allowed to go back in and kill them, even if you know that they're going to conduct future operations against you. That's the Geneva Convention.
The fact is, these cartels now, because the southern border is closed, they've gone to the high seas. So President Trump is acting with his core Article 2 powers. No serious legal expert would doubt that the president has authority to blow narco-terrorists out of the water.
And tonight, more American troops are being deployed to Puerto Rico, a show of force as the U.S. ramps up pressure on Venezuela. President Trump headlined a star-studded event in Washington, D.C., which just wrapped up. He hosted the Kennedy Center honors, becoming the first president to command the stage instead of sitting in an opera house box. Mr. Trump skipped the annual event during his first term and put in a new board during his second term, which elected him chair. This year's honorees included Sylvester Stallone, Kiss, and Gloria Gaynor. Tonight, our Verify team is looking into a promise from the Trump administration to provide seed money for your child's future. Tanya Rivera has what parents need to know.
The Trump $1,000 account is for kids born between 2025 and 2028. Now, thanks to a contribution by the Dells, kids born between 2016 and 2024 are going to get $250 if they live in a household where the median income is $150,000 or less. So here's the question. How are parents getting this money for their kids?
Let's verify. Our sources, the Department of Treasury and the Internal Revenue Service. The Treasury and the IRS released what they call guidance and a notice of upcoming regulations for a new type of individual retirement account, an IRA, for eligible children. The IRS is posting a draft version of Form 4547, and when final, that new form can be used to establish a Trump account and to enroll in the pilot program. And in this notice here, there are a few more tidbits of information, like there will be an online tool or application, and there will be a website called trumpaccounts.gov, and it will be available sometime in the middle of 2026. And there will be other information sent out from the Treasury Department starting in May 2026.
So we can verify you, the parent or the guardian, will establish or open a Trump account for the child. There will be some kind of IRS form that is used to open that account and enroll in the program to get money deposited into that account. And while you can't do it right now, more information comes mid-2026.
What would you like us to verify? Send us an email to verify@ksdk.com. You've probably driven through a holiday lights display, just like my family does every year. But just a few hours ago, people in Wentzville did something different. They ran through one. Holiday Night Lights 5K and Fun Run was held at Rotary Park. People dressed up in their holiday gear. The event, called Oh What Fun It Is to Run, was open to all ages and fitness levels.
All families in strollers, they bring their kids, they run through. This year was nice because we added some new light displays and more lights throughout the park.
At the finish line, participants received a finisher medal and, of course, cookies. The lights at Rotary Park is open to cars nightly except for December 14th, 15th, and Christmas Day. It's the 10th year for Winterfest in downtown St. Louis, but this year organizers are premiering a new activity. Hours ago, it was movie night in Keener Plaza. Families gathered in the Greater St. Louis Ink Lodge to watch Lilo and Stitch. The remaining Sunday night movie nights for Winterfest are sold out. For a full list of the holiday events and dazzling displays on both sides of the river, text the word lights to 314-425-5355 and we'll send it straight to your phone. We are going to have a wide variety of weather this week, from, I would say, running weather to some temps best for snuggling up somewhere, maybe inside, cozy looking at Christmas lights. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell, you have all the timing to get prepared for the week.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of things going on this week, but no big storm systems coming our way. Having said that, What we're going to be dealing with involves some pretty cold air, especially for the upcoming weekend. Right now, area roads, the airport, everything's looking pretty nice. We still have clouds. Yes, we saw a couple of flurries. Yes, we saw a few patches of drizzle. There's really not much of an opportunity for anything significant in terms of precipitation this week. Thursday's our day where there may be a little bit of rain or snow. But what you're looking at here is tomorrow's cold, then it's warm on Tuesday, and then by the upcoming weekend, temperatures really tank. We're talking single-digit low temperatures here for most of us as we head into Saturday morning. All right, at the moment, temperatures are in the 20s. We've been falling. These are the low temperatures pretty much for the day. Kirksville's down to 8, 2 in the Quad Cities. The brunt of that colder air is staying to our north. Nonetheless, 26 is our low temperature so far for the day. It will drop more before midnight. 42 was the high. Dry today outside of those patches of drizzle and a couple of flurries. Upper teens, low 20s by tomorrow morning. It's definitely colder and that wind is sticking with us a bit. It lets up some tomorrow, but there's still wind chills in the upper teens early tomorrow morning. Back edge of the clouds getting closer. There's also some additional cloud cover trying to roll in from the north. That should stay to our north and west. The upper level pattern is one that's fairly active, but we have a lack of moisture available from the Gulf. So this is Wednesday. First clipper scooting away. The one that's going to bring us the cold air is coming in from the west during the day on Thursday. The European model still trying to spit out just a little bit of snow. And we're talking maybe a dusting, and that would be about it. You look at the forecast for where that might be, and the potential for us to see an inch of snow or more is less than 20%. Accumulating snow, it's more like 30% or so. So we'll go with a 30% chance. There's your temperature trend here. Cold tomorrow, much warmer and becoming breezy on Tuesday, and then we trend colder heading towards the upcoming weekend. Saturday into Sunday will be the worst. Our future wind chills here will Saturday morning be below zero in most spots, including around the metro area. So keep that in mind. Get ready to have the coats, the hats, the gloves. You'll need them tomorrow. Maybe you can ease a little bit on them as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday, but this upcoming weekend is going to be downright cold.
I'm Paul Cook, your traffic guy from today in St. Louis. It's time to go on the move. And we're talking about safety during bad weather. With all of the slick roads and traffic delays we dealt with during that recent snowstorm, you probably came across quite a few stalled out or stuck vehicles. Sometimes they can even cause bigger accidents and delays. So I wanted to find out what drivers should do if their cars suddenly stop working or you get stuck in the snow.
The first thing you want to do is remain calm if you're driving while it's happening. Get over to the side of the road, preferably the right side if it's possible. Make sure you put your hazards on, know where you're at, call for help.
Even if you're mechanically inclined, do not attempt to fix the car until it is off the road. Working under the hood of a car, under a car, or alongside a car is incredibly dangerous next to moving traffic.
Generally speaking, safest to stay inside your vehicle, buckled up while you wait for help. The thought being your vehicle is much more visible than you would be out on the side of the road.
And if you have to be out on the road during bad weather, be sure to be prepared. Make sure your routine maintenance is up to date, and it's always a good idea to keep the gas tank full. Stay safe and aware. Good luck out there. Paul Cook, 5 on your side.
Porch pirates pillaging through your holiday deliveries, the new high-tech trick they're using to pull off their surprise attack. Once again, 5 on your side and the Foster Care Adoptive Care Coalition are collecting holiday gifts for children impacted by foster care. There's still more than 2,800 Little Wishes to grant. If you'd like to help, go to ksdk.com/littlewishes. We'll be right back. A consumer alert tonight for holiday shoppers buying their gifts online. Adrian Broaddus shows us the new trick porch pirates are using to steal your packages.
At first glance, it may seem like a DoorDash delivery, but quickly it turns into a porch pirate pickup. Watch as he stuffs not one, but multiple packages into his bag. Before a honk alerts him that the suburban Chicago homeowner is pulling up, the family returning from vacation.
Oh my God, he's putting all the packages in his bag.
The real-life Grinch, managing to avoid the SUV, gets in the car and drives away, before they even park.
When we looked through the Ring video footage from earlier in the day, you could see that he canvassed by our house several times.
This mom of two now warning neighbors to stay alert during the busy holiday shopping season that now comes with more and more package deliveries. Clarendon Hills police say the property crime incident is under investigation, adding porch pirates are getting bolder. In Houston, some thieves are targeting the cameras first to prevent any footage of their attacks. Authorities say thieves used Wi-Fi jammers to override home security systems. In this case, corrupting the video to ensure clean evidence wasn't recorded.
They're not hard to get. I think they cost about $60 or $70.
Experts say you can take steps to protect your home.
One of the things I do at home is I have 2 networks, and I have different Ring cameras connected to different networks. And they're at different frequencies as well.
As for package deliveries, police in Illinois suggesting if you don't want to take a chance, pick one delivery day when you know you'll be home or use a locking drop box. As for this family targeted in Chicago, the stolen Christmas gifts can be replaced, but the violation of their space cuts deeper.
We definitely felt violated, a little nervous going to bed last night. Like, I know that that's not what it was about, but you're still nervous. Like, it's your property and someone's like encroached upon it.
Right now on the 5+ streaming app, we're helping you avoid falling victim to the most popular holiday scams. You can watch for free on your Roku, Apple, Fire, Samsung, or LG TV. Just search for KSDK in your app store. Coming up, a boozy bandit proving he's quite the party animal, and he may be part of a bigger band of thieves. Okay, so how does an $875 million holiday bonus sound? Well, it's probably a little less than that, but that's the estimated jackpot for tomorrow night's Powerball drawing. No ticket matched all 6 numbers last night. In fact, the last jackpot winners were in early September when 2 tickets, including one sold in blackjack, split a $1.8 billion prize, the second largest in the game's history. A masked bandit took social media by storm this week after breaking into a Virginia liquor store and going on a bender. NBC's George Solis found this wasn't the first wild encounter in the area.
Right on that shelf, a now infamous raccoon taking one of the first tumbles of what would be a wild night. Video obtained by NBC News shows the critter inside a Virginia liquor store. Then as it makes its way down the aisle and scampers around the broken bottles it knocked over. The aftermath going viral. A trashed panda splayed out next to a trash can and toilet, like that one person that maybe had one too many at the holiday party. It all unfolding in Ashland, Virginia over the Thanksgiving weekend.
I was just like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
At least he got to the bathroom when he passed out.
According to the Virginia Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority, the masked bandit dropped in from the store ceiling, drunky raccoon, then checked into the room only to find lots of boozy bottles. The damage? 14 bottles worth about $250. If you're wondering how a raccoon wets its whistle, this particular one appeared to have a taste for rum, scotch, moonshine, peanut butter whiskey, and eggnog. Security was alerted, which prompted a search of the store and the comical reveal once the officer arrived.
When she told me at first, I thought she was apprehending a human subject. And I'm like, we don't do that.
The raccoon was then transported to an animal shelter so it could sober up.
Just looking at this raccoon being so lethargic laying there, the officer stated the eyes were moving back and forth, and just kind of, okay, telltale signs that he's probably been a little drinking. So
more than likely would have failed the field sobriety test.
More than likely, the officer said she had no problem picking the raccoon up.
The shelter posting the aftermath on Facebook, and the rest is drunk history.
That's kind of things we deal with on a regular basis. Not saying that in a liquor store raccoons are, but we deal with raccoons every day.
He's right. It's happened more than once. Turns out about a year ago at this neighboring martial arts studio, they encountered a raccoon break-in as well. These are images from that encounter.
It was up in the crawl space, like in the ceiling, and it went through in our break room, and it got into all of our snacks. It was all over the place.
Staff says likely not the same raccoon, but wouldn't be surprised if it is. As for this party animal protection officials say after a night in the drunk tank, and because it was showing no sign of injury, aside a potential hangover, it was released back into the wild.
I think he just wanted to stay warm like a lot of us, right, Scott?
Oh, he was definitely partying it up, that's for sure. Here's the deal. Tomorrow is a colder day for sure. We're in the 30s. We'll bounce back about 20 degrees on Tuesday, and then we'll start seeping colder air in here, really to be felt as we head towards Saturday.
That's all our time for 5 on Your Side at 10. We are always streaming on 5+. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. A special Sunday edition of The Tonight Show is next, followed by Sports Plus. Stay informed, stay thoughtful. Good night.